Our task is to watch, and it's time we got to it.
Hello toy fans, my name is Chris, you're watching Chasing 80s Toys, and in today's episode we're taking a closer look at two figures from Mattel's latest Masters of the Universe Origins toy line. These figures right here are Roboto and Zodac. Let's start with taking a closer look at Zodac first. Zodac is like Roboto, part of the third wave of Origins figures. Like all Origins figures, he comes packed on that 80s style card back. Like in the 80s, we get some amazing artwork on the back of the card back. Also shown are a few of the action features of the action figure and other figures that come in the lineup. So far on each card back we get He-Man and Skeletor, plus 4 other figures. It's notable that the other 4 figures shown here are part of Wave 3. He-Man and Skeletor already came in the first wave. Here's another look at that amazing artwork. And it's not just Zodac we see here. Point Dread is in the far background and we see He-Man and Skeletor. So much for looking at the packaging. It's now time to open up the card bag. Like the first 2 waves, Mattel gives us a new mini-comic with each wave of figures. The 4 new figures of Wave 3 plus He-Man and Skeletor are featured in the mini-comic, which has some amazing artwork. And now for a closer look at the figure itself. The overall feel and look of this figure are spot on as far as I'm concerned. From the color scheme to the armor, this figure has that 80s vibe going for it. It comes with the same weapon Zodac came with back in the 80s. One of the biggest differences we have between the 80s Masters of the Universe toy line and this newer Origins toy line is the articulation. The newer action figures from the Origins toy line have so many more points of articulation, allowing you to display your Masters of the Universe figures like never before. Worthy to mention is that from all the Origins figures I bought so far, none of them had any loose joints. One of the memories I have of Zodac back in the 80s in the toy store was that I didn't know if he was a good guy or one of the bad guys. It was later when I saw the Filmation cartoon episode The Golden Discs of Knowledge, I realized Zodac was definitely part of the good guys.
The overlords of the eternal dimension have decided that there are too many Skeletors in the universe.
Another fun feature of this toy line is the mixing and matching of the Origins figures. Most of them can be taken apart, and then you can create your own unique Masters of the Universe. And here we have Zodac with his counterpart from the 80s. And that's Zodac. Now it's time to take a look at Roboto.
Gee, Man-at-Arms, it wasn't my fault. It was that stupid robot.
I beg your pardon.
And here he is, Roboto, again on that 80s styled card back. With each of these Origins figures, I just can't get over how awesome the artwork on the back of the card back is. Not only do we see Roboto battling Triclops, Lurking in the back is Cobra Khan. Opening up this package, you see the mini comic that comes with all the Wave 3 figures. What you also get are these 3 tools/weapons. These are easily connected to his right arm.
Astounding. I can make no sense of this being.
On the team of the good guys, Roboto is definitely one of my favorites. Even though back in the 80s I didn't come aware of him till I saw the episode Happy Birthday Roboto. And as far as I know, that's the only episode he got in the Filmation cartoon series. Comparing Roboto with Roboto from the 80s, you can see Mattel has stayed true to the design of the 80s figure. One of the fun features of Roboto as an action figure in the 80s was that you can move the inner mechanics. And I'm happy to say that you can still do the same thing with the new Roboto Origins figure. Another thing worth noticing is that the upper torso and the lower waist and Roboto's head cannot be taken apart due to the mechanism inside Roboto's upper torso.
I think I'll get myself a nice cup of hot oil.
I've been buying these Origins figures from the day they were available in my country. So far, there isn't any negatives I can really mention about this toy line. The feel is good, the quality is good, I had no loose joints so far, the paint jobs on these guys is great. Now, is there something I didn't like about this toy line so far? Well, the first wave Skeletor and He-Man head sculpts weren't really my cup of tea. Besides that, Mattel has done an excellent job as far as I'm concerned. And that's all we got time for in today's episode. I'm gonna leave you with a few images of Roboto and Zodac and some of the other Origins figures I have in my collection. Thanks for watching, and I hope you tune in next time for more Chasing 80s Toys. See you on the next one.
We have all learned from this.
We'll see you next time.
So be it.